Good morning, everybody. It's me, Tess, with Tess Loves a Yarn. And you guys, today I'm going to talk to you about how I get my projects finished and completed before Christmas. Because we all know it really sneaks up on us. And speaking of sneaking up on us, today is December 15th. And that means there are only 10 more days till Christmas Day. And also, if you're a person who celebrates multiple Christmases with extended family or friends, then you might be having less time to complete that project. So, what I'm going to talk to you about today, sorry, it's so early 30 here, everyone, in the Great Midwest. Blah, 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 blah. And that means everybody is asleep still, and the sun, well, it's not really coming out. It's very cloudy. I don't know if all of you keep up with the news or not. But the Midwest had a lot of bad storms Friday night. And where I live, we actually had 2 tornadoes. And the sirens went off. And Superman and I had to get Wonder Boy and our sugar pie and then our 2 dogs in the basement. And, fortunately for us, we didn't get hit by anything. We're fine. But a lot of people lost their lives and injuries and all of their belongings gone. So if you guys, if you're able to donate anything for those people, that would be a wonderful, wonderful thing to do in the Christmas spirit, right? Because I know just going through what we went through Friday night, it was very scary. And a tornado didn't even get us. So, we're in the Midwest. We're kind of in Tornado Alley. Like there's a place where we just have more tornadoes. And, I'm sure there's a scientific reason for it. I think it's based on the jet stream and that kind of thing and where we're located from the warm air hitting the cold air coming down from Canada. So, yeah. It just breaks my heart thinking of all those people. Yeah. So anyway, with that said, we'll get back to how I get my projects finished. Okay? So what I do is I write a list of all of my gift projects. And these are projects I'm giving away as a Christmas gift. Okay? Then the second thing I do is when I make that list, I leave a little extra room so I can take notes. But what I'll do after I make the list, I try to estimate how much time it's going to take me to knit or crochet that object. Now, this is a key point, okay? When you make your estimate on your gifting object, if it's a small object, I want you to add a half an hour. Now, if it's a large project, I want you to add 1 hour, okay? Now, don't forget to do this. It's very important, okay? Because when we're doing these projects of ours, things always come up and it takes us away from the project. So that's why I always add in that little bit of extra time. Okay? Now, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to get out your calendar or your planner, whatever you use to help keep track of your life. I know for me, I go back and forth from a traveler's notebook to my happy planner. There's my happy planner. And this stays at home, stays on my desk. And so I put all the things in it, right? And then one thing I do is for Christmas, I decorate my pages because I enjoy that. And it doesn't take that long. But I digress. So what you're going to do with your planner is you're going to write down the name of the project on the date that you are going to be gifting it. You write that project down right there. And you write, finish this blank project by today. Okay? And you're going to do that. Now, the next thing you're going to do on your list that you're making, remember I told you to make a little bit of extra space. You're going to take that time. Let's say that you thought it would take you 2 hours to make a hat. Well, a hat is a small project, so we're going to add a half an hour to that. So now we have 2.5 hours. So you're going to go back to your calendar and you're going to look to see what project is due first. So that means whatever project you have to give first, you're going to look at that project. And then you're going to come up to today, December 15th, and you're going to write that project in on today's date. Okay? Now, you're not going to sit down and do 2.5 hours, most likely, because a lot of us have other things we have to do during the day, especially those of us who still work. Now, I'm retired. I'm a retired teacher, so I don't have to go to work during the day, but there are other responsibilities that I need to do around the house and, of course, with Wonder Boy. So what I do is I chunk that time up. So it's 2.5 hours. So I will go to today's date on the 15th, and I will put AM 1.5 hours because I work better in the morning. I'm a morning person. And then in the afternoon, I will put work on project 1 hour. So that 2.5 hour project will be completed by the end of today. And don't forget, weave in those ends, y'all. You know what I'm talking about. A project is not completed until you can wrap it up and give it to the person. Now, you're not going to give it to the person with those tails hanging all over the place, waving around like, crazy, right? No. You need to get out your darning needle and you need to weave those tails in and do it right away. Don't think, oh, it's just weaving the tails in, I'm going to wait. Oh, no. That's not how we do this. If your project is going to be completed, your tails must be woven in. Okay? Now that's all I'm going to say about tails. But y'all know who you are out there. Yes, you do. As Blake Shelton would do. Yes, I am one of them. I am. But not around Christmas time. Too much to do. Okay. So, also, the other thing I wanted to say is you do not work on any other project until that project that's due first is completed. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go on to the next project, and you're going to do the same exact thing. You're going to estimate the time. You're going to either add a half hour or an hour, depending on how large the project is. You're going to write it in your planner, and then you're going to come back to December 16th, which is tomorrow, and you're going to chunk that project up into bits. Now, sometimes you're going to have a busy day and you're going to have to do your project over 2 days or 3 days. That's okay. Just make sure you're writing it down, okay? It must be written down on your calendar, all right? And then you're just going to repeat that process until it's Christmas Day, December 25th. And if you follow this method, your projects will be completed. I guarantee you that. Now, when I say I guarantee you that, please don't start a king-size blanket today. And once again, y'all know who you are. Right? Starting those big projects at the last minute? Nope. Because you know what? That's going to be difficult. I'm not saying that you can't do it, but you are going to have to put a lot of time in between now and December 24th or 25th, whenever you're gifting that item. So hopefully you have already started your items, because if you're like me, you've got 12 whips going at the same time. Totally guilty of that. Totally. Don't tell anybody, all right? Okay. So you guys, that is my tip on getting your projects completed. Now, the only other tip I have is when you gift that gift, include with it the care instructions. A lot of people don't think about this, but people who are not yarny people, yes, there are people like that out there. But they're not going to know how to care for that item that you worked so hard to make for them. So always, always put the care instructions with the gift so they know how to take care of that nice, beautiful thing that you are making for them. A handmade, with love, genuine, one-of-a-kind item, right? Okay, so everybody, that's Tessa's tips and tricks to get those Christmas projects completed. Now, before I go, I want to tell y'all how much I love you and appreciate you, because I really, really do. And, yeah, let's get those projects completed, okay? Now, I want to hear in the comments below if you're going to follow my method or if you have another method you use, all right? So, as always, be kind and be safe out there in the world, no matter where you are, okay? Bye, everybody. Bye.